Hey guys, it's Dante Nelson, lighting designer for the ALF Lighting Crew, and this is our sanctuary, as you can see. And I wanted to show you behind the scenes look at our lighting system and our whole setup and everything. When I first did lighting in 2010, and even when I created the lighting crew in 2012, I didn't think that we would ever really play a big role in our uh, Sunday services and the whole setup and everything. But we're here, and I guess why don't we just go ahead and get started? The first thing that I'm going to show you is the actual fixtures that we use, and here they are right now. This video isn't supposed to be like a product review, um, but I guess in time I can do individual videos for the stuff that we use or whatever. But anyway, this is I'll let you see it here, the American DJ Wi-Fi Par QA5, and WH is white because it's white. Otherwise there will be no WH. We'll just read that. Just so you know, that's the battery indicator. So we're at 100, so we can do quite a bit of stuff for this video. We won't power down. But this is what it looks like, and a neat little fixture. As you may notice, um, there's no cords or cables or anything. It's just sitting here and fully functional, as we'll later see. And like I was saying, it's the Wi-Fi Par. And these pars, there's 8 of them, by the way. These pars use Wi-Fi technology, not Wi-Fi, Wi-Fly, like a birdie flying. And it doesn't rely on Wi-Fi either. It doesn't rely on Bluetooth. It doesn't, it doesn't have any trouble with those various signals. Instead, it relies on its own Wi-Fi system, however it works. But those are the pars. We're gonna go upstairs now and show you where our table is and how we control these things. And again, this allows us to control these fixtures wirelessly, so we don't need any Dmx cables. Also, they are battery powered, so we don't need to plug them in anywhere. We can just sit them wherever and let them do their thing, and we can always charge them later. Battery life is good. Full on, it lasts for 6 hours. And of course, that's if you have all the functions on and stuff. So without it, you could definitely stretch the battery life a lot longer. But this is our controller. This is called the Stage Setter 8 from Elation Professional, which is a sibling company of American DJ. So it's pretty much compatible. But the number one reason why we're able to do this wirelessly is because of this. This is called a Wi-Fi transceiver. And what this does, it's, as you can see, there's a antenna here, and each of the pars down there have antennas. And so that's how these communicate. So we're able to communicate wirelessly to the pars. The idea is that there are controllers, there are lighting controllers that you can use to with built-in Wi-Fi. This one doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi, so you need the Wi-Fi transceiver. This combination should theoretically work as well as if you had one controller with a Wi-Fi controller, if you will. I would have preferred the Wi-Fi controller, but that's not how things went down. So, but this is still a good controller. Plenty of features on it. We're gonna go into some of them to give you an idea of the potential that we have when working these lights. but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a moment. For now, as you can see, I've kind of decorated our table. If you've been following us on social media or the blogs or whatever, you've seen some of these quotes before. This is kind of to keep my crew in the right frame of mind as we minister, and to be sure that this is our stuff, this is how we operate, why we do lighting, all of the philosophical stuff. I've also created this book, which is a ultimate guide for doing lighting for service lighting guide, different designs that I've created for various portions of the service, as well as the actual order of typical services for Sunday and Wednesday. I've created a color guide relying heavily on color psychology, which plays a major factor in what colors we use during our color designs and whatnot. Also a color mixing guide, because we want to create the right color. Assignment sheet lets people know who's going to be on for what date. And this isn't complete yet, but this is supposed to be an ultimate song sheet list where we determine the songs and the colors that go with those songs. Right now there's roughly 600 songs that the church has sung in its history. So Nia and I, the assistant light designer, we're going to have to figure that out. Instruction manuals, all of that. So it's a neat little book that I made to make sure that if anything happens or if we need any type of reference, we got it right here. I want to show you guys a Dmx cable. So this is a Dmx cable. As you can see, it looks very similar to an XLR cable. In fact, I'm going to show you, I think I can show you an XLR cable at some point later on, but this is a Dmx cable, and there is a difference. It's more of inside of the actual cord itself, but there is a difference. So when you're doing lighting, you want to use a Dmx cable. This is the Dmx cable that we use from Cable, which is also from the same family as American DJ and Elation. I made sure that we stayed in-house, basically. Alright, so moving on to the controller here, we see there are two lights on. Again, this isn't a review video, so I'm not going to, we'll be here all night, me trying to explain why these two are on. To keep it simple, these four control four elements of the pars. These four control four elements of the pars as well. Now, if you'll remember the name of the par, it was QA5. Q meaning quad. Q meaning RGBA. R is red, G is green, and B is blue, and A is amber. And so with those four colors, in the lighting world, those are kind of the primary colors when you're doing like stage lighting and stuff like that. So they call it the quad. And I've said in such a way that these four individual sliders control one of those four elements. Now if I raise a slider, it'll come on, as you can see. If I raise the slider here, that'll come on. This is red, this is green. Now if you'll notice on the stage, it is red and green. And it's as simple as that. Now if I wanted to, let me see if I can give you an angle where you can see the change as I do the controller. This is a good angle. Now this is red for this par. Now with color mixing, you have red here, green here. Red and green make yellow. So if I bring up the red, now you see the color has changed to yellow. versus it was green before. Now it's yellow. Same deal for this. This is red up here now. I'm going to bring in blue. Red and blue make magenta. And you can see the color change happen. Maybe I want to make cyan. So I just trade these colors. And now I have cyan and magenta. And again, all wireless, all battery powered. Very easy to set up and clean up. And we have a lot of abilities here. That's some of the basics. I'm not going to show you how I did this. Maybe I will. But 6, 7, 8, as well as 14, 15, and 16 have their own features. The ability to change colors, fading, sound active mode even. But we're not going to dive into those per se. What I am going to show you is this. Chases. Now chases involve, you could call them scenes as well, where you can program the lights to do certain things and then save it into one button, and you press that button and it starts doing it. If I were to press 1 now, a programmed light show that I put in should appear. So let's go ahead and press 1. As you can see, it has appeared. It's changing colors. You get the idea. One more neat feature, tap sync. This allows me to control the speed of the chase, in a sense. And it's determined by how fast you press it 2 times. If I press it very fast, now you can see it's flashing. If I were to press it very slow, you can see the shift happens that same speed that I press the buttons. So we have that kind of ability. We can add strobe into it, color fading, all kinds of stuff to this. And you can actually see the controller, when it changes, it's actually changing to those colors. I don't even have to move any of the sliders or anything. It's just doing it on its own. And of course, we exit that. You have the ability to black out as well. So let's say you're red and green. If we want to quickly snap to black, we just do blackout. I shall show you this. It is gone. It is back. It is gone. It is back. And in blackout mode, you can change things up. So maybe you don't want the crowd to see you change the colors. And then you bring it back. It's those different colors, red and blue versus red and green. That's kind of the gist of how we're going to be doing lighting. And as I've said before, the lighting is done, and this paragraph really sells it here. Lighting for songs will be in alternate form. For example, for 8 bars, the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th will be one color, and the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th will be another. And so that's why they show up in alternating form the way they do. And I really got to fix that par. It's so slanted. It's annoying. Add some green, add some blue. I like red and blue. I think it adds to the whole idea. Hey, if we want to, we can make them all the same color. No problem. I just choose to go alternate. Now, when there's one more element that I forgot to show you. So we're gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna show you this last piece of equipment that really adds a nice punch. I want you to memorize what it looks like right now. And I want you to see if you can notice the change when I make it. I've asked a lot of people if they've noticed this change, and many have said no. In fact, I may have only gotten one yes out of several dozen responses. But there is a somewhat of a dramatic change, and it's these lights right here. These lights are, and they're best, they're accent lights. So, you know, dealing with a lot of the what is it? Accent lighting is like buildings, and you want to accent maybe a part of the design of the building or something. You would use this. It has the ability to, it's white, but it can be a warm white or a cool white on a scale of 0 to 10, as well as controlling the intensity. I have it on full and have it warm. I've now turned it on. I will place that back. I will turn the other one on, as there are two of them. Same deal. Alright, so now we're going to turn around. I want you to see if you can tell the difference. Let's go back up to the balcony where I was before. Get that same angle. So hopefully you're seeing that those two banners now have a nice glow to them. A warm glow. It's not overpowering, but it's just enough where maybe you could say there's a heavenly glow about them. Orange and green are my static colors. From usage of color psychology, the 3 words abundant life fellowship, those are the 2 colors that I jumped on. Green and orange. This is not a true orange though. This is actually red and amber versus the typical orange of a combination of red and green. Ooh. Now, of course, with different designs, praise and worship, kind of simple. Communion's a special one. When we start with red, and when we're finished, we go white. So after everyone's finished drinking, we go white. Signifies a purity type of thing. Washed, clean, all of that. And as I said, static colors are for non-singing moments. So they will be orange and green. Prayer colors, cyan and magenta, Holy Spirit takeover, altar call. These 2 lights, more often than not, signify a spiritual enlightenment type of thing, type of vibe. So I like to use those 2 colors. These are the colors that we use, and the sections on the RGB scale that they fall under. Some of the mixing, as I said before, and all of that. So that's pretty much how we do things here at Abundant Life. The whole thing with it kind of, and I think quality of my camera has faded on me, but the idea with lighting for a Sunday service, it's, we don't want to be a distraction. We don't want to overwhelm anybody, any of the senses. Obviously, eyesight being the number 1 sense that is affected. usually when we do our color changes, they're nice and slow. We just do a nice shift of the slider and go to that next color. We don't jump. That can definitely be distracting as well. So that's another idea. And of course, as I said, these are some of the principles of why we do lighting. Most are biblically based, and obviously the number one focus should always be about enhancing the service and enhancing God, and make sure that He is the one that gets the ultimate praise and glory. Other than that, I don't see, I don't see us doing any type of lighting show for a service, moving heads and strobing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really for that. Maybe I'll change my mind if I see it done in a positive way. But for now, it's not something I really look forward to doing. I'm kind of at peace at where we're at. Of course, we're always trying to grow and expand, but in terms of the general lighting style, I'm good with this. Oh, I forgot to show you. This is our charging area. As you can see, it's just a couple of power strips and then individual power cords for them. And they're both plugged into the outlet. And that's about it. So when we're done, we hook them up and we get ready for the next service or next event. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna wrap this up, even though this is gonna take another minute or so. Follow the Lighting Crew on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can follow us on Instagram. My recommendation is Twitter. That's the most active area. Links will be in the description, but Twitter and Instagram are the same, at ALF, ALF Lighting Crew. So, it's pretty basic. And for Facebook, that's a whole nother story. We're not really active on there. So, like at your own risk. And then for me, you can follow me. I'm kind of all over the place. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, add me in your circles on Google+, connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on Tumblr, follow my blog, dellanel.wordpress.com. That's about it. If I find anything else that you can follow me on, you can follow me there. But it should be all in the description. So we should be in good shape. Hopefully the next video will include the rest of the crew. I know you've met Nia before. Hopefully the rest of the crew will be involved in some type of, maybe some of the video reviews that we do. Other than that, we're getting ready to knock these services out of the park. So thanks for watching and keep shining.